So it's good, y'all. It's your boy Jalen back at y'all with another video. This video gonna be a little different now. I'm just go through first time I ever done this video. Actually, first off, I'm just go through and grading each NFL team's draft. So I am using PFF. I'm not gonna be using their grades. I just think their website is best set up to show me every player that was picked for each team. So let's go ahead. So first team we have is Arizona Cardinals. I like the Xavier Collins pickup. Don't really like Rondale Moore. I thought Marco Wilson in the fourth round was a reach. Never really liked him. He really regressed like every year at Florida. It is what it is. I like to. I don't really care about the Victor pickup at edge around 6. I think Tate Gowan at round 6 is a steal. Don't really see him making an impact week 1. Might make an impact a little bit later in the season. James Wiggins and the Michael Minute pickup, okay pickups. Don't really see them being two contributing factors in the future, but we'll wait to see. In total, I get this draft for the Arizona Cardinals I'm gonna give it a B. Let's see what PFF got it. PFF gave them a B minus, understandable. Next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons. Drafted Kyle Pitts. You know, some say he's the best player or he's gonna be the best player in this draft. We gotta wait to see how that turns out. Richard Grant in round 2, pick 40. I don't think that's a bad pick. I thought that was a good pick. Jalen Mayfield. I'm not too high on Jalen Mayfield, but I do remember watching his game at Michigan where he played Chase Young. Sorry. He played Chase Young, and he actually did pretty well. Now, some plays was he holding and didn't call it? Yes, but played really well. Like that pick. Darren Hall. Thought you could have picked him a little bit later. Drew Dowman. I like him. They might try to move him to guard later on. They needed an edge, so they got the edge rusher from Notre Dame. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because I know I'm going to fumble it. Frank Darby. I was surprised to see him drop to round 6. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised to see him drop to round 6. Avery Williams, thought that was an okay pickup. Don't really see him being a contributing factor early on. Thought that wasn't a bad draft, though. In total, I get that a B minus. Let's see what PFF got it. PFF got it as a B. Okay. Next up, I'm guessing it's the Falcons because that's Rashad Bateman, right? I mean, I said Falcons, the Ravens. They got Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. I love that pick. He remind me so much of Allen Robinson. They got Oway from Penn State. Love that pick. He's still sort of raw, but I think he's better than Micah Parsons if you ask me when it comes to rushing off the edge. I do think Micah Parsons will have to move to an edge rusher at the next level just because, I mean, the Cowboys got Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, and now they got Jabril Cox. But we're going to wait till we get to their team. I thought Ben Cleveland was a good pickup. They need offensive linemen, so I thought Ben Cleveland was a solid pickup. Brandon Stephens, not a bad pick at round 3. Tylan Wallace, one of the steals of the draft. I wanted my Patriots to draft Tylan Wallace. I know my friend Steez, he wanted his Titans to draft Tylan Wallace. So Tylan Wallace was a good pickup round 4. It's not really his fault. He's a good wide receiver. His draft stock just dropped because of bad quarterback play. Same thing goes for Chuba Hubbard, who was picked like round 5. Bad quarterback play, and one bad season ruined his draft stock. Sean Wade, him moving from slot to outside corner lowered his draft stock tremendously. He was just getting burnt all past season. I do think he could turn out to be a good corner. Don't really see him being much of an outside corner in the NFL because he couldn't do that in college, and you're only playing better athletes in the NFL, so. He does get toasted on a bunch of double moves. I'm high on Sean Wade. I thought I think Sean Wade's still a good player. Dalen Hayes, okay. Ben Mason. I thought the last thing the Ravens needed was a tight end. But I'm gonna get that before we get to the PFF grade. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A. Let's see the PFF grade. They gave it a B plus. Understandable. Buffalo Bills. Gregory Rousseau. Raw prospect. Don't think you take him first round. Carlos Basham Jr. Wake Forest edge. Now they stacked the both edge positions. I know somebody was like, "Oh well, we kind of need edge rushers," but I think better edge rushers were there, like Ojolari from Georgia. He was there at 30. Didn't pick him. I don't know why. Well, actually, he had like a knee problem that was concerning teams. Very raw though for Gregory Rousseau. Don't like that pick. Didn't like him entering the draft. So I don't like that pick. Basham. I think Basham is actually better than Rousseau. So I can see Basham getting minutes right away instead of Rousseau. Spencer Brown. Not a bad pick. The Bills needed some offensive line, so they got that, and then they drafted Tommy Doyle, who probably won't start right away. Neither will Spencer Brown. Maybe Spencer Brown really is on the slim side, and the Bills must love their tall tackles because Tommy Doyle is like 6'8", Spencer Brown 6'9". I heard that Tommy Doyle might move to guard in the league. Don't know yet. Marquez Stevenson, round 6. I mean, I don't see him being a contributing factor right away. Might develop into a good player. DeMar Hamlin, I like him. I thought that was a steal. Rashad Wildgoose sucks. I don't know why you drafted him. You could have really waited till he got undrafted and picked him up. I really don't like Wildgoose. And then you got a guard from Texas Tech, Jack Anderson. Don't know much about him, so I won't speak too much about him. Overall, I grade this a B minus. Okay, got it a B. I don't understand why, but I say it's a B minus. Next up, you got the most likely the winners of the draft in the Panthers. You got J.C. Horn from South Carolina, Terrence Marshall from LSU. Like, they got Brady Christensen from BYU, like Tommy Tremble from Notre. Like, bro, then Chuba Hubbard to type that off. Bro, that's what one. That's 5 good prospects. Within 4 rounds. I love that. J.C. Horn, I thought that was a good pickup for him. Terrence Marshall, don't really know where he will fit in with DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. I like Brady Christensen. You know, they need the offensive tackle, I guess, to protect Sam Darnold for a year because I don't think they'll be keeping Sam Darnold after after next season. I thought Tommy Tremble was a good pickup. Isn't really much of a pass catcher. He's more of a blocker, but he can develop to a pass catcher. Thought that was still a good pickup. Then you got Chuba Hubbard, who really didn't have a good year last year in college, but I think he can be a good player. And then with Christian McCaffrey's injury history last year, you know, I really think he can be a contributing factor right away. You got Davion Nixon. I like that. He adds to the defense. I know the defense kind of cranked it up near the end of last year, so I love that pickup. Keith Taylor. I don't know how I feel about that. Deontay Brown, thought he was a good pickup, developmental player for like a year, maybe 2. Shi Smith, I like that pickup. He actually fell farther than what I thought he was. Then you got Thomas Fletcher, long snapper, Alabama. Don't know how I feel about that, but all long snappers are important, I guess. Because without a good long snapper, well, I guess your punts are going to get messed up. And you got Phil Hoskins. Don't know much about Phil Hoskins. Not really going to speak too much about it. For that pick, well, for this draft for the Panthers, I'm giving it an A+. Let's see what PFF gives it. Gives it a B-. I wonder why, but it's PFF, so I'm not surprised. PFF is a flawed system. Next up, you got Chicago Bears. Justin Fields, Tevin Jenkins, Larry Brom, Khalil Herbert, Daz Newsome, Thomas Graham Jr., and Kyrus Tonga. I love Justin Fields. I wish Patriots would have traded up and got him, but no, we got another quarterback that I will speak of later on in this article probably. Tevin Jenkins, I love that pick. I know they just released Leno Jr., so... And I know they said they're going to move Tevin Jenkins to the left tackle because he played right tackle at Oklahoma State. Larry Brown, don't really see him being too much of a contributing factor right away. They might try to develop him for a year, or maybe two. Khalil Herbert, I like his change of pace. He might be a contributing back right away with, I believe it is Tariq Cohen. He got injured last year, so towards ACL, I believe. Might not start the whole. He might not start the beginning of the season. So Khalil Herbert might see some minutes here and there, maybe a lot of touches. Daz Newsome, thought that was a good pickup. I really like Daz Newsome. I really think he might end up replacing Anthony Miller after next year. So, and I know Bears fans don't like Anthony Miller, but it is what it is. Thomas Graham Jr., thought that was a good pickup for round 6. Then Kyrus Tonga, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a developmental piece, really just a depth piece in the future. I mean, they got Eddie Goldman and Akeem Hicks. I know they lost Will Robertson Harris in free agency, so maybe they toss him in the fire early. Don't really think so, though. Next up, we have the Bengals. That's Jamar Chase. Yep, the Bengals. I like the Jamar Chase pick. Oh, I didn't even get my grade for the Bears. My grade for the Bears, I'm going to say I'm going to give it an A-. What did PFF get it? PFF get him an A+. Understandable. I like the fact that it was so aggressive. Jamar Chase for the Bengals. Jackson Carman. Don't really enjoy that Jackson Carman pick. I don't think Jackson Carman's really that good. I've heard they might move him to guard in the league. Joseph Osai from Texas. I like that pick. Cameron Sample. Like that pick. Tyler Shelvin. Understand it. Deontay Smith. They might throw him in the fire early. Don't know. Then you got Evan McPherson, kicker from Florida. Florida produces some good kickers. Like, I believe Eddie Pinero is from Florida. Trey Hill, center. Chris Evans might be somebody that plays, not right away, but he might get some touches here and there within the first 5 weeks. If he has some good weeks, he might see some more touches from like week 6 to week 17. So I thought that was a good pickup for a 6th-round pick. Wyatt Herbert, didn't see much of him at Kansas State. Don't know how I feel about that pick. Overall, I'm gonna give this draft class for the Bengals a B-. I don't like the fact that they reached and took Jackson Carman. I understand the Jamar Chase pick, but I think the wide receiver class was so deep where you didn't have to, choose a wide receiver in Jamar Chase with the 5th pick. I think you choose Penei Sewell or at least Rashawn Slater with the 5th pick. I know Rashawn Slater would have been a reach too, but you got to protect Joe Burrow. Don't understand it for real. But I'm not the Bengals front office, so. And I'm also not a big fan of Jackson Carman. I thought that was a big reach. So I don't really like that pick, but I'm gonna give this a B-. PFF gave it a B. Cleveland Browns. Greg Newsome was a good pick. They really don't got a cornerback besides Denzel Ward. Rudy Williams played 1 year. He played his rookie year last year. He didn't play at all, I don't believe. So I thought Greg Newsome was a good pick. I like JOK and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Love that pick. I think what they needed was another athletic linebacker if he's going to play linebacker in the NFL. I know he played safety in high school. So don't really know what to suspect from him. I heard he dropped so far in the 2nd round just because he had a heart problem. So teams were a little bit concerned to take him. But I still think that's a steal. I think he has potential to be the best defensive player in this draft. Anthony Schwartz in round 3. I think they took him a little bit early, but they did say they need some more speed on the wide receiver core. Love that pick. James Hudson, Cincinnati. I like that pick. They needed some depth at the offensive line, so I like that pick. Then you got Tommy. I don't know. I never knew how to say his last name, Ohio State. I love this pick. This is going to be a sleeper pick for the Browns. He can cause disruption to any offensive line next year. I love that pick. Tony Fields, I like that pick. Richard LeCounte. I mean, I think he's gonna be a good depth piece. He might see some time early on, depending on how the Browns are with injuries. Demetri Felton, don't really care about that pick. I don't really see him getting many minutes unless like Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb really gets hurt. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But I don't really see him getting any minutes for real. Might be there for a year. Might just end up on the practice squad. Overall, though, I will grade this B plus. PFF, they gave it an A plus. I don't agree with that. Dallas Cowboys, I wasn't a big fan of their draft. Don't like Micah Parsons. I like Kelvin Joseph. I see Micah Parsons just being an edge rusher. I don't like him in coverage. Can't really cover if you ask me. Really can't play man. I just like him as an edge rusher, rushing the passer. That's about it. Kelvin Joseph, I like him from Kentucky. I like that pick. They needed some corners. Then they got Osa from UCLA. I like that pick. They need some interior defensive alignment. Love it. Edge rusher. Don't know really how I like that with, Micah Parsons going to be edge rusher most likely. Nahshon Wright, thought that was a reach. Didn't really. He's still very raw. Thought that was so much of a reach. He has good size for Dan Quinn defense, but like I said, that was still a reach round 4. You probably could have got him. That was round 3. You probably could have got him, round 5, like round 6. Jabril Cox, really don't know how he fits in with Micah Parsons being there and Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch already being there. I know Sean Lee just retired, so Jabril Cox might take his spot, I guess. And they just didn't pick up the fifth-year option on Leighton Vander Esch. Don't really look too much into it. I'm interested to see how they fit Jabril Cox and Micah Parsons in together on a defense. Josh Ball, they need an offensive tackle. I thought that was a good depth piece, especially with their offensive tackles being hurt these past couple of years, and Lionel Collins and Smith, they steady being hurt. So I thought that was a good pickup, good depth piece. Don't really see him starting. Defensive lineman from Kentucky, Quinn Bolt. I'm not gonna say the last name, but don't mind that pick. Like I said, they need interior defensive linemen, so thought that was a good pickup. Maybe might see the field a little bit beginning of the season. Israel, South Carolina. I like that pick. They need corner. Then they got Matt Faranoy. Not a big fan of that pick. I really didn't like him at Nebraska. Thought that was could pick him up undrafted free agency, but oh well. Overall though, I mean, I'm gonna give this a C minus. Like, they didn't address safety. They drafted a corner, okay, but I don't like the Nahshon Wright pick. I don't like Micah Parsons and Jabril Cox pick. They needed some offensive line. They didn't really draft that. So I'm not a big fan of this draft. I'm going to give it a C. PFF gave it a B. Of course, it's PFF. I'm not surprised. Denver Broncos. I thought they got one of the steals of the draft. Patrick Surtain Jr. or the second. I love that pick. Javonte Williams. Love that pick. Also, people sometimes didn't understand the Patrick Surtain pick. I know Kyle Fuller's on a 1-year deal. Bryce Callahan's on a 1-year. Well, he has 1 year left in his deal. Don't really. They might not sign one of them back. Probably Bryce Callahan, but Patrick Surtain is understandable with that pick. If you know. Well, Kyle Fuller might not be back next year. Bryce Callahan might not be back next year. So why not draft a corner? Javonte Williams, love that pick. Quinn Meinerz, love that pick. I know he's probably going to move to guard in the league. I love that pick. Ben Browning, I like that pick. Probably going to be used as the edge rusher. That's what I liked him with. That's what I saw him most doing at Ohio State. Caden Stearns, got a safety. Jamar Johnson, I love this pick. Jamar Johnson will fit well with Fangio. Needs to work on tackling a little bit, but You can see him make some tackles. Fun fact, he's the only player to pick off Justin Fields twice in a college career. But I really like that pick. Seth Williams, good possession receiver. I know some questions about his effort and his blocking and his total interest in the game. But I thought that was a good pick. That really seemed to be a much contributing factor early on. Probably not. Probably going to develop a little bit more. Kerry Vincent, thought that was a good pick for round 7. Jonathan Cooper, thought that was an okay pick. And Marquise Spencer, Jonathan Cooper and Marquise Spencer are probably going to use that depth pieces for, later on in the season or next season. Overall, though, I give them an A-. I love the Jamar Johnson pick. I'm a Jamar Johnson fan, so that might be why I gave them an A-. No, but I like the Javonte Williams and Patrick Surtain also pick up, so that's why I gave them an A-. Also, Detroit Lions, they went heavy in the trenches with this draft. Penei Sewell, Levy, some of these names I just can't pronounce. Alim McNeil, I like Alim McNeil, interior defense lineman. So they went trenches heavy with the first 3 picks. Then I like Melifonwu. I love him for Syracuse. Thought that was a good pickup. He might see some early action playing the other outside corner across from Jeff Okudah. Amon-Ra St. Brown, gonna be the steal at wide receiver of the draft. I love watching his tape. I love watching him at USC. I just wish my Patriots would have drafted him because he would have been something dangerous. I see him being a slot receiver. He's going to get early minutes early on because, the Lions just lost, 2 of their main receivers this past year. So they should be playing him early on. I like the Derek Barnes pick. I like the Jamar Jefferson pick. Jamar Jefferson pick might mean like a year they might be getting rid of Kerryon Johnson. So, I like this draft. I'm going to say it's an A-. Okay, PFF got the same thing. Green Bay Packers. I like this draft. I like the Eric Stokes pick. I thought it was a little bit of reach, but it's a good pick nonetheless. Josh Myers. Hey, look. They got Aaron Rodgers as a weapon at center. Josh Myers, thought that was an okay pick. I would like to see them draft a weapon, but then after that, they drafted a weapon, Amari Rodgers. Hey, thought that was a good pick. Don't really see him being like too much of a player that puts up like awesome stats the first couple weeks of the season. I see him more so developing later in the season and like putting up some good stats. Royce Newman, I like him at tackle, interior defensive line, and Teddarrell Slater, liked him. Shamar John Charles, I like that pick. Didn't really watch much of him at App State. Cole Van Lennon. I would suggest he's probably going to get moved to the practice squad unless some injuries happen. Isaiah McDuffie, I like that pick. I thought they should have addressed the linebacker a little bit early in the draft, but they didn't. I know Green Bay Packers fans are mad because they didn't address linebacker. They needed a linebacker, they needed a cornerback, and they needed a wide receiver. And they addressed 2 of those things, but they didn't address linebacker. I know some people were mad at that. But I thought Colin Hill, I didn't really care for that pick. I didn't think Colin Hill was supposed to be a drafted player. But overall, I'm going to give them a B-. I'm going to give them a B-. PFL gave them a C-. Don't know why. I'm not going to read that. Houston Texans. Aren't they like the only team in the draft that didn't have a pick to the 3rd round? Drafted Davis Mills, though. I'm guessing that's a safety pick because I heard that Deshaun might not play next season. I like Davis Mills. Stanford, they run. They got a pro offense. Like, they run a lot of NFL offense. It's kind of like Gonzaga, how Gonzaga runs a lot of NBA sets. So it's like, I really think that's why Gonzaga players are so good when it comes to entering the NBA. So I think Davis Mills might be a good piece, especially with him probably not going to start right away because Tyrod Taylor is going to be there also. Nico Collins, that was a good pickup round 3. I suggest they're going to try to use his speed to make up for the loss of Will Fuller. Brevin Jordan. I like Brevin Jordan. Good pass catcher. Not much of a blocker. Garrett Wallow and Roy Lopez. I mean, I don't really see them two being much in the NFL. Overall, though, I give this a C minus. PFF gave it the same thing. Indiana Colts, I love their 2 first picks and Kwity Paye and Deo Ode Ingbo. I love those 2 picks. They needed some pass rushing. They got 2 pass rushers that are probably going to be contributing factors right away. I thought Kwity Paye was the best edge in this draft class, so I was very high on him. Colin Granson, thought that was a good pick for round 4. Sean Davis, thought that was a good pick. Sam Ehlinger, not really high on Sam Ehlinger. Don't really like that pick. But he was a 6th round pick, so I guess, they're probably not going to use him right away. Then you got Will Fries, Penn State. I'm sorry, y'all. Something is my eye. Then you got Michael Strackton. I don't really care too much for these last 3 picks. Overall, though, I'm going to give it a B minus. They gave it a C plus. Okay, understandable. Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, love that pick, of course. I mean, we knew he was going to be the number 1 pick, for the past 3 years, ever since he beat Alabama in the national championship game. Travis Etienne, I like that pick, kind of. Don't know really what that means for James Robinson, considering that they picked up Carlos Hyde. Urban Meyer's the coach, and if I'm not mistaken, Urban Meyer was there and Carlos Hyde was there. Somebody let me know in the comments. I like the Tyson Campbell pick. Thought they reached a little bit. Walker Little, love that pick. They needed somebody to protect their future in Trevor Lawrence, and Walker Little can do that. Andre Cisco, thought that was a steal in round 3. Love that pick. Very good safety. Jordan Smith, Luke Farrell, Jalen Kemp. I love all those picks. I thought they were, if I'm giving them a grade, I'm giving them an A minus. I thought they made some good picks overall. A minus. Okay, PFF gave them a B plus, understandable. That's Nick Bolton. Forget what team he went to. The Chiefs. I thought Nick Bolton was a good pickup. To me, Kansas City need linebackers that can cover, and I think Nick Bolton can do just that. Center Creed Humphrey, I like that pick. They really kind of need a center. I know they're playing like Nick Algoretti as a center sometimes. Creed Humphrey might not start day 1. Might end up getting a starting job after next year. Cornell Powell, developmental wise, I guess I kind of like that pick, but overall, I'm not a big fan. Noah Gray, thought that pick was okay. Really don't see him doing much, considering that, Travis Kelce is there. Joshua Kando, don't really care for that pick. I thought it was a good pick, though, right for round 4. Trey Smith, Tennessee, I like that pick. Might see him be a developmental player in the league. Used for definitely in the first year, maybe used as a key guy in about 2 years. I know the Chiefs need help on their offensive line, so you might see him get some minutes. Overall, though, I just saw their grade was a B plus. I'm gonna say their draft was like a C plus to me. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. The Oakland Raiders, aka the Ultimate Reachers. Alex Leatherwood, thought that was a bad pick. He get beats a lot. I know they've been saying they might move him to guard. Well, I know it's been rumbling that they might move him to guard. That's probably where he's going to be best suited in the NFL, kind of like Eric Flowers, where Eric Flowers was getting torched in the NFL at tackle, moved guard, ended up being a good starting guard, if you ask me now. Trayvon Moore, like that pick. Thought that was a steal at 43. Thought Trayvon Moore was going to go in the first round. Then you got Malcolm Kuntz. Is that the pick that makes up for Khalil Mack trade? It's funny because he's from the same, college as Khalil Mack. Then you got Devon Diablo. I like this pick. I really think they picked him because they like athletic linebackers. Even though it says he's a safety, they're probably going to move him to linebacker in the NFL. That's probably what he is. So I really like that, and he can cover, come back and come up and make tackles. I know the Raiders like offensive linemen, athletic linebackers. So I like that pick. Then Tyree Gillespie, like that pick too. Nate Hobbs, even though he's from Illinois, I'm an Illinois fan. They kind of reached on him. Jimmy Morsay, don't really care for that pick, but overall, I'm gonna give them a C+. Also, I didn't like the fact that they picked 2 safeties and they already got Abrams from 2 years ago. So I'm not like the biggest fan of that pick, but I'm giving them C+. They got him a C. Okay, who was this? The Los Angeles Chargers. Thought that was a good pick. Rashawn Slater. They'll protect Herbert. Asante Samuel Jr. They need cornerback help. Good pick. Josh Palmer. Don't really care for that pick. Thought that was much of a reach. Don't really like Josh Palmer. I think he's more of a vertical threat than anything. Trey McKitty, kind of like that pick. I know they lost Hunter Henry, so he might see some early minutes early on. Might see some key minutes early on. Might end up starting. Chris Rumph, the second. I like that pick. Don't see him getting much time, with Bosa already there. Then you got Brandon James. I like that pick. That's probably going to be a depth piece, especially since he's a tackle. Nick Neiman. I don't really see him being too much contributing factor. Larry Roundtree. I mean, I like that pick considering that the fact that, they don't really have like a number one running back. The Chargers don't have a number one running back, so I like that pick. Mark Webb, don't really care for that pick. Overall, I get this a B-. A+, okay. I mean, I guess me and PFF don't always agree. The Rams, hate the Tutu Atwell pick. If you're going to choose somebody, choose Anthony Schwartz. If you're going to choose speed, Anthony Schwartz might be the fastest player in this draft, might be the fastest player in the NFL. You've heard him and Tyreek Hill saying they might race. That'd be interesting. But Anthony Schwartz was used like Robert Woods in college, so I was expecting them to pick Anthony Schwartz, but they didn't. Ernest Jones, I like that pick. They lost Corey Littleton a couple years ago. Really haven't felt that whole linebacker. I like that pick though. Bobby Brown, don't really see that pick doing much. Robert Rochelle, like that pick. Jacob Harris, UCF. I mean, I guess. I don't really think they needed like too much of 2 wide receivers. I think they needed a safety. Ernest Brown, the 5th. I like that pick, but I don't really care too much for it. Jake Funk. I like it, especially with Cam Akers, being a future running back. Jake Funk might not see the field too much entirely the first season. Might see some more his second and third season with them, if he's still with them. Expect him to go on a practice squad. Overall, I agree with PFF. That's a C. Dolphins, I like their draft. I like Jalen Waddle. I like Jalen Phillips. I like Javon Holland. I thought there were 3 stud picks. Liam Etchenberg. I thought these were like 5 stud picks because Hunter Long, like I know they got Devontae Parker. I think Jalen Waddle was going to be better than Devontae Parker. Jalen Phillips, I thought they needed to fill an edge, so I like that pick. Javon Holland, love it. Liam Etchenberg, love it. Hunter Long, love it. Gerard Dokes, don't really care for that pick. They might have chose a running back a little bit earlier in the draft, but it is what it is. Also, they addressed tackle. I love that. Liam Coleman, don't really see much coming out of him, but probably practice squad. Maybe gets cut after preseason, but I don't really see too much about that pick. I'll give this an A. Okay, they gave it a B+. Me and PFF never agree anyways, for real. Minnesota, I love they pick. Christian Darrisaw isn't too much of like the best pass blocker. Run blocking, I love it. Now they got Dalvin Cook, so you understand why I love it. Kellen Mond, probably gonna develop for Kellen Mond for 1 year. Didn't get rid of Kirk Cousins. I don't like Kirk Cousins anyways. I think he's an average quarterback, not a franchise quarterback. Chasseret, I like him. I know they had Aaron Kendricks. I think the coaching staff develops linebackers really good, so I like that pick. Wyatt Davis, he can develop into a good player early on. I actually love that pick. Thought he might have went round two, but didn't. Patrick Jones the second. Don't know how I feel about that pick. Running back. Don't really know his name. I mean, I think it was other running backs there that you probably could have took, like Jared Patterson. I thought this running back class was deep, really. You got Cameron Bynum, Janarius Robinson, Imma Smith-Marset, Zach Davison, Jalen Tyman. I mean, overall, I'm gonna get this to a B plus. I guess a B plus. I like that pick. Well, I like all of these picks mostly through the first 4 rounds. I actually like the picks. So, whoa, what just happened here? Y'all, my bad. Let me go back to this stuff. Now we get to the Patriots. The Patriots. Old bust Mac Jones. Let me take a drink of this water real quick. I hate Mac Jones. Don't like him. As a player, that is. Thought he was carried by Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle and John Mechie at Alabama. Not a big fan of him. I like the Christian Barmore pick. I love the Patriots defense was getting, well, at least defensive line was just getting pushed around these past 2 seasons. So I like that pick a lot. We needed that. Now Christian Barmore isn't much of a run stopper. He's more of a pass rusher. So, you might not see him on the field too much a little bit, but I actually like that. I actually love that pick from the Patriots. Still hate the Mac Jones pick. Ronnie Perkins, I thought it was a steal in round 3. Would have liked to see a wide receiver go there, but it is what it is. Ramondre Stevenson, love it. Can pass catch, big body. I believe he dropped to 230. I believe he was up to 245 at the end of college. He said he dropped to 230. So I love that the fact that they picked him up, especially with James White and Sony Michel might not return next year. You got Cameron McGrone. I was not really surprised that they picked him. Joseph Bledsoe, William Sherman, Trey Nixon. Thought they went wide receiver a little bit too late in the draft. I thought they should have drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown or Tylan Wallace. But overall, I only like about 4 picks in this thing. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give them a C minus. Why? Because I think Mac Jones is gonna be a big bust, and you heard that here first. And plus, they didn't choose a wide receiver, so and they really need a wide receiver. I'm really worried about cornerback depth because, I mean, who gonna rely on Juwan Williams? If like Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson get hurt, I mean, I guess C minus, A plus. PFF doesn't know how to grade. Do not use PFF for sites, please don't. They suck. New Orleans Saints, losers of the draft, reached up for Peyton Turner. Pete Warner thought that was a good pick. They need linebackers that can cover. I think Pete Warner can do a good job at that. Paulson Adebo, like that pick. Ian Book, thought that was so much of a reach. So much of a reach that pick alone basically gives us on my F. Round 4? You draft Ian Book? Round 4? For real? Ian Book? He sucks. Ian Book is an NFL starting quarterback. Really not much of a backup either. He's really like a watered down, great value version of Mitch Trubisky. So don't know why you reached up and got Ian Book 4th round. Probably should have just drafted Kellen Mond 2nd round. Like you're gonna draft a quarterback, Landon Young. I mean, I guess that's okay, but K pick, Kawhi Baker. I mean, don't really see him being too developmental. I thought they should have drafted a corner early on. I like the Pete Warner pick. That should have went like a wide receiver maybe, but ain't nothing I can do about it. I give this an F. F plus plus. C, they don't deserve a C. PFF, be more meaner. New York Giants. Kadarius Toney, thought they reached up for him. Azeez Ojulari. Thought that was a steal of a pick. I know some teams worried about his knee injury. Aaron Robinson, love that pick. Ellerison Smith, I like it. They need to address the edge, and they did just that. Because I know the edge kind of struggled last year. They did just that with Azeez Ojulari and Smith. Gary Brightwell, I expect to see him get a lot of touches early on because their running back depth is not that good. So might see a lot of touches early on. Then you got Rodarius Williams. I mean, he was an okay player at Oklahoma State. Really don't see him being much in the NFL. Overall, though, I'm gonna get this an A minus. I like the Aaron Robinson pick. I like the Ojulari pick. I like the Smith pick. I like the Brightwell pick. Kadarius Toney, not a big fan of that pick. Maybe see him be a contributing factor right away, but don't really see him being much in the NFL. Thought I should have drafted Kwity Paye right here, but the fact that they got Ojulari second round, pick 52 or pick 50, I'm sorry, makes up for that a lot. So I'm giving this an A minus. B plus, understandable. New York Jets, Zach Wilson. Then you got Elijah Vera Tucker, interior offensive lineman. They might move him to tackle. Really don't know. Have him across from the offensive tackle name. I can't think of his name right now. Thought the Zach Wilson pick. Well, of course, I thought that was a good pick. I like Elijah Vera Tucker. Then they got Elijah Moore. Then they got Michael Carter. Like, these are all good picks. Michael Carter might be a starter on day one. No lie. Elijah Moore, probably a starter on day one. Elijah Vera Tucker definitely should be a starter. Zach Wilson, future quarterback, definitely a starter. Jamie Sherwood, you probably won't see a better tackler in this draft at safety than him. I actually love him. I love watching him at Auburn. Michael Carter, yes, they drafted 2 Michael Carters. So, they went to, what was the Texans coach? They went his route. Drafting 2 players with the same initials. Almost the same names. Well, Michael Carter are the same names. The only thing is the cornerback, Michael Carter, the second, has the second on the end of his name. Really don't know how he fits in with Adoree Jackson over there. Might see him, making some noise after year 1. So during year 2, Jason Pinnock, I kind of like that pick. I really thought this draft was a win for them. If you ask me, I'll give the Jets A. Okay, they gave them A2. Philadelphia Eagles, Devontae Smith. Thought that was a good pick. They need weapons for Jalen Hurts. They passed up on Justin Jefferson to draft Jalen Reagor last year, first round. Woohoo. Boy, I bet last year during week 10 they wish they had Justin Jefferson, but they don't because they passed on him. That's why they got Devontae Smith. Landon Dickerson, don't really like that pick. Dealt with injuries at Alabama. I do not like that pick at all. I actually hate that pick. That actually lowered the grade for me. Emil Williams, don't really care for that pick. Zach McPherson, I love that pick. I can see him being a contributing cornerback early on. Kenneth Gainwell, I like that pick too. Take some touches away from Sanders. Marlon, people know his last name. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I like that. Thought they needed some more interior defensive linemen. So, love that pick of Jacoby Stevens, Turner Jackson, Patrick Johnson. Love all these. Overall, though, I'm going to give them a B+. I just don't like the Landon Dickerson pick. I really hate that pick. Really, really hate that pick. Okay, they gave him a B-. Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, in no way am I saying Najee sucks. I love Najee Harris. I'm going to say this, though. I don't like the pick. You know why? Because Najee can't play offensive line. If Najee could play offensive line, I would like that pick, but I don't. Then they didn't need a running back, but I think the running back class was so deep that you do not draft a running back there. Pat Fairmouth, I like that pick as a pass catcher. Maybe could have waited till you got dropped to round 3. Kendrick Green, I like that pick. They needed a center. Um, I mean, I don't really see him being much year one. Probably going to develop. I know they said they want him at center. Might keep him over at guard. That's what he played at Illinois. Again, I'm an Illinois fan, so I watched lots of him. He became offensive lineman a little bit later in his career. I believe he was a defensive lineman his whole career up until he got to college. Then that's when Lovey and his coaching staff moved him to offensive line. Dan Moore, like that pick, they need tackle, so offensive tackle. So I loved it. Buddy Johnson, thought that was a steal too at round 4. Round 5, Isaiah Loudermilk. I mean, for a depth piece, he's nice. Then you got Quincy Roche. I mean, I don't really see too much about that pick. You got Presley Harvin 3rd and Trey Norwood. Overall, I'm not too much of a big fan of that draft. Just because they didn't draft a offensive lineman to around 3, I'm going to give them a C+. I know some Steelers fans going to come from my neck if they see this video. Be like, oh, hey, give us a C+. We got Najee. Bro, y'all didn't get offensive line at all for real. Y'all got 2 and then dipped. Like, get out my face with that. Get out my comment section with that. Okay, they got him a C. Okay, maybe I was being too generous. Trey Lance, this might be the 49ers. Trey Lance, Aaron Banks, Trey Sermon, Aaron B. Thomas. Thought that was a steal. Jalen Moore. Thought that was a good pick. DeMondre Lenore. Don't really like Lenore. Then you got Elijah Mitchell. I mean, I don't really think you need to draft a running back round 6 when you drafted Trey Sermon, but okay. I mean, I love Trey Sermon pick. I love the Aaron Banks pick. I love Trey Lance pick. Aaron Thomas, I thought that was a steal, as I said just a couple minutes ago or a couple seconds ago. Jalen Moore, thought that was a good pick also. What I think about this, I'm gonna give this an A. I actually love most of these picks except for the Lenore pick and the Mitchell pick. I'm gonna give it an A. And I think that the fact that they picked Trey Lance over Mac Jones automatically puts him in B+ range because they saw what I saw with Mac Jones. He's just a great value Jimmy G. Really not going to be such a good player in the NFL. Reason why you don't draft Mac Jones at number 3. Not really surprised. Most people was like, oh, really? They're going to draft Mac Jones at number 3. You don't trade up to number 3 to draft Mac Jones. It's only common sense. Mac Jones is so limited, only going to be so good in the NFL, and probably going to be a bust. Still not a fan of that pick for the Patriots. Would have rather drafted a wide receiver. Well, I say I get him an A. B, okay. Seattle Seahawks. They decked Dwayne Eskridge. I like Dwayne Eskridge, don't get me wrong. But the last thing y'all needed was a wide receiver. Trey Brown. I mean, yeah, with Shaquille Griffin leaving, I mean, okay, but I thought it was a cornerback there round 2 that you probably should have took, but you didn't. You waited to round 4. So most of the day 1 starting cornerbacks were gone. Stone Forsythe. I mean, y'all just addressing y'all position needs too late. Y'all should have the offensive tackle or cornerback round 2. Like, you could pick a wide receiver round 6, please. Like, you know that, right? Pete Carroll in the front office for the Seahawks. Y'all know y'all can pick a wide receiver round 6, right? Not round 2. Last thing y'all need was a wide receiver. I mean, when you got Russell Wilson running for his life out there, you know, when your best cornerback potentially leave, like, I mean, I'm just say this: you probably should have drafted corner, offensive line, second round and 4th round, but you don't. Instead, you draft a wide receiver 2nd round. You reach up for a wide receiver. Last thing y'all needed was a wide receiver. I hate that pick. I'm gonna give y'all F. They gave y'all C. They was being real generous. Tampa Bay. Joe Tryon. I mean, that's an okay pick. Kyle Trask. Not really big fan of Kyle Trask. Robert Hainsey. I like Robert Hainsey as interior offensive lineman. Jalen Darden. I love Jalen Darden. I want the Patriots to pick him. They didn't. Wish they would have. Really don't see him getting too many minutes to year 1. I mean, they got who? Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown. You might see him get some garbage time minutes, but other than that, not really much. KJ Britt. I love KJ Britt at Auburn. I watched a lot of Auburn games. Chris Wilcox. I mean, I kind of like that pick. I don't really think they really need to address corner as much. Then you got Grant Stewart. Don't really see him being much in the NFL. I really give them a grade. I would give them a B minus, C plus. The Titans. The Titans. Caleb Farley. Thought that was a good pick. Caleb Farley. Thought that was a good pick. He has some injury concerns, as right here it says, towards ACL. Where's my mouse? Right here. Towards ACL 2017. I believe he had 2 back surgeries. Yeah, he had 2 back surgeries. So it is a lot of health concerns right there. Then you got Dylan Redunce. I love that pick. They need some blocking. I love it. Monty Rice, thought he was a steal round 3. I know some people like, oh, we want a wide receiver, but it's cool. Elijah Molden. I like that pick. Could see him now with SCB right here. Don't know what position to play. I heard some little rumor that, maybe move to safety. Dez Fitzpatrick, don't like that pick at all. Don't like it at all. Could have drafted somebody else. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tylan Wallace. I'm not y'all GM though, so I mean, unless y'all gonna trick yourselves to thinking, y'all are gonna trade for Julio, which y'all not, because the Falcons are all bought in on Julio. Y'all can consider them trade rumors dead. The Falcons are all bought in on Julio. Ray McCath, hey, y'all got the Ray McCath and Dez Fitzpatrick. Them gonna be y'all Corey Davis replacements. Please. Overall though, I see this being a B minus. I like the first 4 picks. Didn't enjoy the Dez Fitzpatrick pick. I like the Rashad Weaver pick. I didn't like the Racey McCath pick. Didn't like Brady Breeze. But overall, I'm giving him a C plus. Did I just say C minus? I mean C plus. A. I mean, to me, the only reason I gave him a C because they didn't address the wide receiver position for real. Because I don't like Dez Fitzpatrick. I like Monty Rice. I like Dylan Redunce. I think they didn't really need as much offensive lineman as people think. But I thought that was, an important pick. I think it was a position in need, but I didn't think it was too much of a position in need to where you take a second round. Like the Monty Rice pick, like Elijah Molden, but Caleb Farley, too injury prone for me. I don't like Dez Fitzpatrick. Don't like McMath. Don't like Brady Breeze. I gave it a C plus. Titans fans attack me all y'all want, but y'all still got bum old Ryan Tannehill over there. Old average Ryan Tannehill. The football team. The football team? Who? The football team. Jamin Davis. Love that pick. Love the name. Samuel Cosme. Like that pick. Think y'all need the offensive lineman, to protect. I guess y'all gonna protect who? Fitzmagic over there. So Benjamin St. Just, I didn't like him at round 3. I thought you could have drafted a better corner. Thought you could have got him later. I didn't like him at Minnesota. I thought he got cooked a lot at Minnesota. I like the De'Ami Brown pick. He might be one of the steals in the draft, the wide receiver. I actually love that pick. That's also who the Titans could have chose, but they don't. They don't address the position in need early on for some reason. Josh Bates, I thought that was a good pick too. Derek Forrest, didn't really care too much for that pick. A long snapper. All long snappers are important. Shaka Tony, love the name. Don't really care for the pick though. Dax Millen, I actually liked it. I thought that was a steal round 7. I thought he was a good player at BYU. So overall though, I'm gonna say this was a B draft class. I think they addressed linebacker. They kind of needed one. They addressed offensive tackle. They needed one. Cornerback didn't need too much of those, but they still needed some. De'Ami Brown, I think that's good for Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. Josh Bates, I love Josh Bates at Boise State. So overall though, I'm gonna give this a B minus. I just say B minus though. Like I'm gonna give it a B minus. That's the end of this draft. End of this rating video. Run them likes up. Go ahead to that like button. Get the like button to 6 likes. 6 likes, and we be good. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications. Do what you gotta do. This is me, your boy Jalen. I'm out.